Kevin, there's some folks who are in favor of throwing out the short-term mission experience altogether for youth in favor of something that is more local and they would argue more long-lasting with a more consistent impact in the local community. Can you speak to your perspective on that?
Yeah, I understand the question. Why we should be thinking locally, um, and why we might say, hey, instead of spending all this money to go to these places, can't we do something a little closer that we might get more out of that out of each and every dollar. Um, I think it really I think there's real value in going away. Like I said, if I did view mission trips as just serving the people that were, the only purpose is to go and serve and um, to to only change their lives, I probably would say, well, maybe we shouldn't do these. I'm not sure it's worth it, but I don't view mission trips that way. I view mission trips as I said before, as for the group, and also for the people, that we're going to see when we're there, and we're going to help when we're there. Um, I will also say, I think that there are different models. I know of a youth ministry that they do, I think a 4-year rotation of local, in-state, in-country, international, right? That's kind of their 4-year rotation. I think that's a little tough. I've thought about that. I think it's a little tough because then for somebody to hit all 4 of those, they have to go on every mission trip each year of their high school career, which I'm not sure everybody does that. um, but the other part is, I would have an awfully hard time making sure that everybody stays through the whole trip if it's a local trip. I try and go far enough away where these guys can't come home, and I tell them, like, because I'll have parents, right, that there's some parents that they have another camp coming up, or they have this or that, and they will drive. We can get them there by Tuesday night, and I say, that's great, but I'm sorry. Um, you get, that is one policy that I do have, is you've got to be there the whole time. Of course, if there's an emergency in the family or something, of course we work through all that. But as far as planning goes, I try to make sure they're there the whole time, and part of that is going far enough away that they can't be picked up for that all important cup soccer game. So um, cup soccer is important, but so is the mission trip. Um, so that's kind of a more logistical thing, but I really do believe there has to be a balance. I would feel really awful about the mission trips that we do if we wouldn't also do other mission activities throughout the regular year. Um, I also do know that our mission trips are kind of like glue, in that our guys love these mission trips so much that if it weren't for them, I'm not sure that all of them would participate in the regular year. Not just because, well, they participate so they can go on the trip, but the relationships that they make on the trip, the experiences that they have on the trip, make them want to keep coming back and do the local mission stuff
Yeah.
that we do. So yeah.
So it sounds like your way mission trips end up being a little bit of a like a hub of experience for them to continue to experience your youth group in different ways throughout the year.
Right.
Yeah.
I also have an attendance policy for our trips. You have to attend half of our youth groups to go on our trips, and that can be from whenever you start. Um, so if somebody brings a friend in February and they come to half of the youth groups between February and May, and they want to go on the mission trip, they can go on the mission trip. And of course, I also say, being the leader, I can also pen that rule, and I try to joke around about that because that actually can be hard. But actually, recently I had a young person who, for some reasons, was not coming to our group and had been very, very consistent, um, but kind of came to me and said, look, I've really missed the group. These are the reasons, kind of why I wasn't here, and some stuff going on. And I felt like I needed to say, like, yeah, now from this point on, come to half the meetings, and if they're back all the time, come to half the meetings, and we can make sure you go. Now, if anybody questions that, I just said, well, this is a decision I made. But for the most part, we try to have it so you attend half the groups, and it's not just about they need to attend half because I want them, you know, they it's something they have to kind of cross off. It's also because they know what the group is about. When I didn't have this policy, I've written a ton of college recommendations for kids that I've only known for a week, you know, and I was kind of tired of that.
That goes so well, right?
You
That's
know,
like,
but
you know them so
yeah,
well.
yeah, but you know, also they then know the group, they know the expectations, they know how they're supposed to be as a member of the group when they've been with us for throughout the year.
Sure, and there's they have the impetus and the desire to actually fit in with the group, not in a, oh, you're going to be in this box kind of way, but in a, no, this is what's expected of you, and we hope you are with us on that. And there's more group cohesion when that relationship happens.